it is Stacey. Welcome to our very first episode of Queen Tales Tuesday. Woo! Me and my sister queen, Anna Kerry, are here, and we're going to talk all about what we're doing and what our plans are for our new titles as Ms. Achievement World and Ms. Achievement USA. So stay with us or right here for Queen Tales. Woo! Oh my gosh. All right. We already have people loading in. So thank you everybody for coming and hanging out with us. We really wanted to be able to come up with an idea so that you could get to know us better and find out what we're doing as we actively work our crowns and work our titles and maybe even like help you along your way, because maybe you've got something that's going on in your life. Or maybe you thought about doing pageants and you're like, I don't know if I want to do that. Or maybe you've got questions for us and we just don't know. So if you are there and you're watching, give a shout out to us. Please make sure that you keep all of the comments PG, because we do have children that watch and we want to make sure the show is appropriate for them. And I am Stacey Simpson, your reigning Ms. Achievement World, and
I am Anna Kerry, your reigning Miss Achievement USA.
Yay! And I just figured out, that's so awesome. Ralph is in the house. Ralph, we love you. So
Hi,
Ralph says, Stacey and Anna, sorry, I won't be able to stay. I'm exhausted. Oh, I know you've been super busy with work. From a crazy and a little stressful day at work. Have a good night, and we will see you both next time. We plan to do this semi-often, so we don't know if it'll be every week, but we will see you next time. Ralph, thank you for being here and supporting us. We love you. Thank you so much. Oh, look, it's our wonderful director, Diana. Yeah. Thank you. The woman that made our dreams a reality and allowed for this to come true for us. So we are here to be able to support her amazing system and share all the crazy things that we're doing. I don't know, like, Anna, do you want to talk about it? Oh my God.
Oh, I mean, before we get started though, what are you drinking out of curiosity?
Oh, I have homemade iced tea. I know it has that logo on it, but I made it at home. This is a reusable cup that I bought years ago. And so I do make my own iced tea at home because I would rather give my $5 to some charity of my choice per day than give it to an amazing corporation. I'm sorry, I probably should have showed the logo, but there you go. And what about you, Madeline? What are you drinking today?
I am drinking what's called a dirty chai. So it's, I used to barista once upon a time ago. So I drink it out of a bamboo straw because, of course, for anybody who wants to keep their teeth white, use a bamboo straw or a paper straw or a metal straw to be sustainable. But you use espresso and chai tea, and you could do milk of your choice. And that's how you end up making your chai tea or dirty chai latte.
Wait. So hold on a second. Okay, now we're going to go into a whole new world, because we're also giving on our next episode of Queen Tales Tuesday, we will be giving barista home adventures. All right, so wait, hold on. So how does it become chai? Do you have to add chai to it and then espresso too? Like, how does it explain?
Yes, I'll explain. So what I usually do is I make the espresso first. I pour that in, and then I add the chai, and then I add the milk, and I mix it all together to make that beautiful latte flavor. And the code name, or the term that most baristas or people who love chai lattes, espressos, all that stuff is dirty chai.
I'm gonna have to try that, because I do have to say, like, I was on a very, like, especially during the pandemic, I was on a big chai kick. But now I have black tea, so like, and it just depends on my mood. Like I at one point we were trying to decide if what we would call this Tuesday adventure, and we thought about tea time or something like that, and because we both are, but you're like way into coffee too, so that's not really appropriate always. So and then I, again, for those of you that did not get it, this is a reusable cup, so it's a reusable plastic straw. I do not usually use plastic. When I bought those, it was quite a while ago before I had gone a little bit more sustainable. And so now all of my water bottles are totally metal and reusable, but I figure why I've got these, why not use them? And it allows me to kind of figure out because you still have to give me the recipe for like the iced coffee.
Oh yeah, the cold brew, definitely will.
Okay, so like that. On our next episode of Queen Tales, our barista / queen, Anna, is going to teach us about how to make cold brewed nitro. Or cold brew? Just cold brew.
Cold brew coffee.
Because you can't make nitro without the pressure thingy, right?
Yeah, I don't know about the nitro part, but definitely it's way easier than what people would think. It just takes a little more patience.
Okay, so next time, be ready for episode 2 so that you can get your next barista tip. The first barista tip being a dirty chai latte. There you go. Okay. Oh my gosh, this is going sideways already, and we just started. So again, if anybody is watching and you guys would like to ask us any questions, please do ask us questions. We do ask that you keep them PG, but if you want any questions about what we're doing or about our titles, I know one of the things I did want to talk about is the new movement that we have started as part of Dr. World Productions. And as you will notice, all of our fancy Dr. World t-shirts with the logo that's all sparkly. And then also, because Smart is Beautiful from Dr. World Productions. I know I'm stretching my shirt out. There it is, because Smart is beautiful.
Yes.
Like, there you go. Of course, because Smart is beautiful. So we both decided that we would go a little bit more casual, so you guys could see us in maybe what we normally look like in the real world, as opposed to pageant form. Like, I mean, not to say that we're not both beautiful in any way we are, but I think we wanted to make this a little bit more casual and a little bit more approachable. So, but for those of you, because Smart is Beautiful is the tagline, hashtag for Dr. World Productions. And we are doing a contest right now where we are awarding t-shirts to people that write an essay and submit it to Dr. World Productions. You can go to drworldproductions.com and email Diana, our fantastic director, and possibly win one of these fabulous t-shirts. And so that you can take a picture and then hashtag because Smart is Beautiful, because we really feel that just because we're title holders doesn't mean that you cannot have beauty and brains, and that beauty can't also come from inside, and that we don't want to stereotype the way title holders look or feel about themselves. And I think that that's super, super important, that we get to be our real selves. And that, I know, Anna, let's talk a little bit about that for you and I, because we've discussed it quite a lot, being ourselves. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so for anybody who really knows us, we are pretty goofy, quirky people. And going into this competition, we both talked about how we're not so sure how things are going to play out, because we know we're not the typical queens. And, nobody should feel like just because they're not the typical queens, they're not any better or any less. So you are uniquely you, and that's what makes you you, and that's what makes you stand out. However, it was obviously a concern of ours when we were competing. And so as we competed, we were just like, well, we're not so sure, with our personalities and despite our experiences and our goofiness, how the judges would take us. But to our surprise, we both found ourselves crowned, and we are not to say anything less about the other queens, because they are equally wonderful. Anybody could have been crowned, but we were all surprised.
Yeah, I have to say, because that was one of the discussions, like Anna and I, we clicked, like we started getting to know each other before the pageant, and we had conversations amongst the queens where we would have chats, and then we'd have, you know, I don't even, it was like get practice interview, but we just like kept like throwing these ideas around in like conversations and texts, which was super nice because like we really are a pretty cool little group. Like we definitely have our squad, and I think that we knew we were not like everybody else from pretty early on in the discussions. And the closer that we got and the more we started to know about each other, the more we realized like our stories are similar, but they're different. I interviewed you, you're on pageantry now. We really got to know each other in that moment. And then it just kind of continued from there. So I know that after interview that we all talked. I mean, there was a group of us. We tried to include everybody. We couldn't include Layla because Layla was judging. So it was like we couldn't like be in that moment, but we got into this little group where we were messaging back and forth, and Esther wasn't in it either because she wasn't feeling well. So we were trying to, and then Caroline was without internet. So I kind of feel like we missed out on some of that interaction, but, we definitely for like 4 hours, I think it was 4 hours from where we had interview until I think you said, okay, I got to take a break. And it was like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and we were like, okay, let's everybody take a nap. We'll see you in a couple of hours. But the discussion was, are the judges going to want classic queens? Are they going to want, the more traditional queens, or are they going to want someone that is a little bit, different, changing the narrative, changing the way we look at pageantry? And with the panel that we had seen, we knew they were amazing judges. We knew that they were talented people that had been in pageantry. So I think we were all like, well, what's going to happen? And that was like a real discussion. And honestly, like all of the women that competed with us were fantastic. And so we just kind of knew like it was going to be like an either or flip. And clearly, like, I mean, I don't want to say clearly, because let's be real. It was 0.07 between Anna and I, and 0.53 between me and our first runner-up, Layla. So it was super, super tight. Like I've judged for 20 years now, and I don't think I've seen it that tight before. So, I just kudos to like all of the women that put it out there. Kudos to the judges for trusting us with this experience and with this responsibility. I know today you had a great post today about saying thank you to everybody. I got to get my head together to do that, because I still am pretty scatterbrained about everything. I don't know. Are you fried? I'm fried.
I'm starting to feel a little bit better, but yes, I understand that feeling. I was like, I just need to get it out there and put it out in the universe, because it's just really important. And I hope I did not forget anybody, and I try to make sure I didn't forget anybody. But when the time is right, do it, because it'll be meaningful, So I feel that it's important, and you'll get it when the time is right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have been thanking people like on like a personal note. Like I haven't done like a mass thing, because like my pod, they all know, like right away. Like I don't know about your phone, but my phone was blowing up. So and it wasn't. Yes, I know I've made a mistake on the Instagram, but it'll be fixed next week. But it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was blurry eyed trying to text people back, and my best friend, who I call my brother-in-law, his husband, my brother-in-law made part of my gown, so he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is fantastic!" And like I'm like, I talked to him and didn't even remember speaking to him. Like the next morning I said, "Did I talk to you?" He said, "Yes, but I knew you wouldn't remember anything you said."
You're totally fine. I felt absolutely terrible because on the day of the crowning and they were going to give the results, I made a post. I just shared when they were going to do it. I didn't really personally message anybody about it, like not even my best friend. It just slipped my mind. I felt absolutely terrible. Like I had it on Instagram, I had it on Facebook. You know, I just didn't think to personally message people because my brain was gone at that point. So I understand. But I did the same thing too. I thank people individually to make sure they knew. And I think that's what matters.
I mean, I thanked the location that I mean, I didn't really have any sponsors. Like I mean, I did everything myself, so I paid for everything myself. So the people that did support me, like I made sure that I did thank them. But I again, like it's a journey. This has been for me like a 20-year journey. So there's no way that I'm going to be able to thank everything because I will forget lots of people along the way. So the first night after we were announced, we did a little live so we could just talk about the giddiness and the ideas that we had bouncing around our brain. I think at that point we really didn't understand the level of this. Oh, do you hear an echo?
No.
Okay, maybe it's just me. All right, so we didn't start to really realize how this was hitting until we started to watch the numbers and the announcement hitting the thousands, which I think is crazy because for anybody that follows pageantry now, anybody that's part of our following pageantry now, the things that we do, you know, if you get a couple of hundred hits on views on a video, you're doing really good. We were at 3,000 or 4,000 by the time we did our unboxing, right? Before we did my unboxing, which that was 3 days later, and we were like, "Holy moly, this is something."
Mm-hmm.
Which I think is what kind of led to us doing this, was because then my unboxing, we didn't, obviously it was an online pageant, it was virtual, so we didn't get our crowns right away on the Saturday night that we were crowned, which is July 17th. So we didn't get I got my crown on Wednesday, so we did an unboxing for me on Wednesday, and then we did Anna's on Friday night. My unboxing is, I haven't even looked at it today. It was over 10K yesterday, which is, yours was somewhere around 3 or 4 earlier today between the two pages. So mind blown there. Like, did you ever think that it would be like this?
No, not at all. Not at all. And that's the thing. But when you and I talked about this, it was kind of last minute when we spoke to Diana. Hey, let's do a live unboxing, because we felt that even though our pageant was virtual, we wanted everybody to be involved and see what this was all about and experience what we were experiencing. And to see that, I felt was very important.
I agree. And for those of you that think, oh, it's just an online thing, I gotta say, my heart rate will tell you differently that it was not just an online thing. Like, actually, one of our sister queens, because Dr. World Productions also produces Dr. World, and Dr. USA messaged me the next morning, and she's like, I thought your defibrillator was going to go off. She's like, you could just see the look on your face. And I was like, are you serious? She's like, yeah. And then I cried. Like, I was like a baby. Like, I don't think I've ever been that happy in my whole life. I'm sorry, Michael, my husband. I love you, but I don't think it was like birthing a baby. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to equate it. But what about you? Like, how did you feel in that moment hearing your name? I know, because yours was a little bit more dramatic than mine. So
I was really nervous. My heart was pounding, as in a normal pageant when you're waiting to hear your name. It didn't feel real. Like, I remember afterwards, we kept asking each other, is this real? Is this real? Pinch ourselves. Like, this doesn't feel real, And it wasn't until we received our crowns that we're like, oh my gosh, this is really real. This is really happening. Oh my goodness,
Yes, Diana, all of those views approaching 20K in 1 week. Like, I have interviewed Miss Universes and not gotten that many views. I have interviewed Miss USAs and not gotten that many views. This tells me that we are onto something that maybe we have not totally been able to understand either. And it was very real for both of us. And I like that we came up with, it was your idea to do the unboxing, but clearly unboxing was, because wasn't it your idea?
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I mean, I would never have thought of doing an unboxing video, but I was like, okay, like, let's do it. It was
hard. But it was so hard because we're like, we are waiting for the mailman. Oh my gosh, why did we do this? Like, open.
Not even. Open. Like, we're both going. Like, I'm like, okay, it says it's in Miami and it's out for delivery. I do not know, and I'm like, and I'm checking my phone, and you're checking with me to see, has it gotten there yet? Is it there yet? On Friday, there was the picture of you like looking through the window. I was like, I didn't go to work that day because I was like, oh my gosh, what if it gets delivered and I'm not here to sign for it, and then I've got to wait another day until it gets here? No. And I thank God that Diana had vision enough to think that there was no way I was going to wait till Friday to do it together, because that was the original goal, was that we were going to unbox them together and we'd be crowned together and it would be a wonderful emotional experience. Yeah, I would have been done. Like, I would have been on the floor by like Wednesday night. Like, just let me open it. Come on, Dad. Just give me the box. It was hard. And your daughter earlier in the day on Wednesday had a box that was delivered. And so she did this whole unboxing. And I was like, okay, this is so not fair. Like, where's my box?
We're like, we hope our box is as good as your box.
Thank you. Like, where are my rainbow sparkles? Hello. Like,
mm-hmm.
I got some better sparkles, so I think I'm okay. So yeah.
Yeah, I have mine right here. It's super sparkly.
Put them up so we can see. Look, it is the one kind. Dr.
So
beautiful. Mine has the aquamarine accents. Anna's has the AB sparkles for USA. This is for the world title. So when did it become really real for you?
It wasn't until the unboxing. I'm going to be upfront, because even with receiving the box, I'm like, well, it's here, but until I saw the crown and the certificate and the sash, it just didn't.
For me, really, it was the paper. It was this. It was. I saw the certificate and I just started crying, and I'm like, wait, That's what my husband was like. A piece of paper. Diana's like, a piece of paper made you happy. I just got ruined. Not no crown, just a piece of paper. That would be what. So let's talk a little bit about our platforms and like what our plans are, because I don't know, like I felt really weird on Sunday because I didn't really talk to you all day Sunday. I think like we talk like multiple times a day, and now it's the point where it's talk text because we tend to be on the phone a little bit now.
Yeah, it's just because we have so many ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
And we really do have big plans for the year. Not just
so
to. Oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, not just to make an impact in our communities, but also within our own system and help grow it.
Yeah, I think that is one of the things that we're both very passionate about is letting other people know that this system is amazing. This director is amazing. We want other people to come hang out with us and be our friends and play with us and experience this, because I think that having a title really changes. It can be a real moment where it moves you into another place. And I believe in that very, very strongly. And I know the moment that you are waiting to hear your name, but I had been announced as Achievement World, and there was still this Anna part, and we didn't know what was going to happen. Like, was she going to announce you? We were all kind of waiting for it too, because we didn't hear your name. And I was like, she needs this. She needs this. She needs this. She needs this. I'm like, please just like follow through. I was like, say something, anything, just say Anna's name. Like, that's all I care about. Anna needs this moment. And I don't know why that was so important to me, but it was really important to me for you.
Aww. I don't know. For some reason, though, like I said, I don't know why. And when I saw that World Crown, and even beforehand, before they announced your name and you won, I was like, I don't know why I see that World Crown and I see you wearing it. I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe it's a sixth sense. My PR bones I took around with my friends. With that sixth sense. Yeah.
That's it, baby. You got that Puerto Rican mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I knew. I get emotional. I mean, let's face it, everybody now knows that I get emotional for everything now. So, but it was a moment for me, seeing that moment for you too, and knowing.
Thank you.
You know, I know when I had that moment years ago, and so I know like how cool this is going to be for your journey. So,
thank you. You know, I do want to say that I do appreciate how transparent everything was, the communication. I do also appreciate how affordable it was, because I think that's a big stickler in pageantry, because it's not a cheap hobby.
Nope.
And so I doing it virtually doesn't make it any less. I mean, look at Miss USA or Miss Earth USA. They did it virtually last year, and then the United States won at Miss Earth. So, I mean, anything is possible. Oh, and this is my cat, Lana. She likes to make appearances, so don't mind her. She's a little brown tabby, a rescue.
Aww.
Mm-hmm.
My rescue dog has been banned to the other room, so I'm surprised. She lays like outside and waits for me to get out, or stays with Mike. So, yeah. So I mean, and pageantry is expensive, and I mean, yes, we spent money on our gowns, and we have photography. So I know we've told this before, but we'll tell it again today. The areas of competition are 50% interview. There was 7 judges on the panel, which I think was phenomenal. And we got our judges scores less than 24 hours later. Like Diana was amazing. She's Tally Genie to be able to do that, which is a totally uh, nonpartisan app, so that the judges can use their own phones to give their scores from wherever they are on their phones, and then it goes directly to a way to be able to tabulate that has nothing to do with the director at all. So, not to plug Tally Genie, but I think it makes it very easy and clearly transparent, because then Diana was able to take the notes that the judges made and immediately send them to us, which I think was important too, because the feedback is important. So 50% interview. Then we had 10%, which is field presentation, which talked about our brain fart.
Our experiences in the workplace.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go. There, between the 2 of us, we make
we make whole brain.
Wonder Twin powers activate. And then, so field presentation. Tell me about field presentation.
That's about 10% of your score, and you have up to 5 minutes to answer 5 different questions, and it's in a particular order. And after that, you do have a gown video to submit, and that is 30% of your score, and it should be no more than 30 seconds long. And you also are judged on announcing yourself in the gown video. So how clearly you announce yourself and how confident you do so, that gets judged. And then also you're judged on photogenic. That's another 10% of your score. And they're looking for something more natural, like a natural glam, or something you would find like not like a necessarily a straight up office headshot, but it could be. You could do that.
Yeah, mine was more like office, like professional, like realtor. Like if mine screamed realtor. Yours was a little bit more glam, so like yours, I think, got the right combination of pageant with professional and just the right amount of magic. Mine was more, hi, I'm on a park bench and you need to buy a house for me. Sorry.
You're fine.
I mean, okay, so that's what I told my photographer I wanted. Like, I really wanted to have a professional headshot that I could use for, like, if I did, appearances, or I at that point had done a few podcasts that I wanted to be able to have stuff that was very professional looking, and then like my wild and crazy side. So some of those are starting to come up now, where those appearances and those podcasts that I recorded previous to winning the title are now all starting to be released. So you'll get some more insights to the crazy that I am. For the one that I just released, I'm sorry for the explicit language.
You're fine.
To be fair, the podcast is from Great Britain, so it is called Wine with Sophie, and she is all about trying to bring awareness to how people feel in their skin, like how people feel in their bodies, how people, are dealing with body image issues. Oh, thank you. Oh, Diana's giving us feedback. Please stand by. She says, no professional videographer may tape or edit. Yes. And contestants had to do it themselves. Yes. Natural beauty and approachable. So yeah, that was the other thing. Like like that whole, like, I must have videotaped myself 40 times doing my evening.
I did many times too in my evening gown. It was super hot that day as well. At a certain point, I was like, okay, I'm done.
I just was like so like, and to the point where my husband kept going, no, do this, and I'm like, dude, when have you ever walked in an evening gown anywhere in heels in the middle of the heat here in South Florida? Like, it was pretty hysterical though, because two of my friends were out to dinner with us when we did it, and so they took pictures of us behind the scenes and caught a video of Mike just going, "It's like this." Seriously, dude, like, okay. But I mean, I love the fact that, you know, we got to be ourselves and we really got to show off who we were. And uh you know, and I think it's important that we learn how to use the technology, because like we use the technology now all the time. So I mean, all 11, 10 days, 10 days, 10 days, the last 10 days we've been using a lot of technology.
This is true.
So, the woman that got the social media award. So let's talk about your social media, babe.
Well, social media, I feel that branding is really important. How you present yourself and how you define yourself. Oftentimes, people define themselves by their jobs and the many hats that they wear instead of how they describe themselves by what they do. So, for example, in my workplace video, I mentioned that I help change mindsets and heal others. Vice, you know, I am a future educator and I'm going to be, you know, I'm an executive director of a nonprofit. You know, I find that if you introduce yourself through a description, that's when you really catch people's attention. Right. So I've learned that through just studying on my own and just a lot of questioning, introspection, because when I had been medically retired from the military and I had to figure out my next type of job, I really defined myself or associated myself with the Navy. And so I had to figure out a way to redefine myself and not associate myself with an organization, but redefine myself as who I am and how I treat others. So I find that very important. And I try to implement that also within the organization that I work with, the nonprofit Mission Warriors, where we provide healing arts to veterans, wounded warriors, and eventually it'll be to first responders who have experienced trauma.
And you have done so to the point where the judges said, "And have you met Anna?" So there you go. Like, which is cool. I and I think that like both of us have a pretty good social media presence. So we're really, I don't know about you, but like after pageant, I felt like I have to, because we did a countdown before pageant. So every day I was, you know, midnight, I was going, okay, what am I going to do for tomorrow? Let me put everything in there and try to put my real self forward. So I didn't want it to be pageant-esque. I really wanted it to be me. So
wanted to be real.
Yeah, it was real. Some of it was pretty, like, really real. So really real. Anna, so proud of you. Stacey, sorry to get off topic. You took me forever to type. Love the down to earth nature of the UK interview. Oh, thank you so much, Diana. I really appreciate that, because I mean, it was, again, I think that as your queens, I feel that Anna and I've talked about it as far as like our brand of what we feel pageantry needs to be, is that we really, I want to be really real, like tying into what we were just talking about with even with the social media posts going up to pageant. I wanted people to know who I was. I didn't want to be inauthentic. I didn't want people to think I was trying to come up with a perfect answer. I really wanted to say, hey, this is what I think about this. And it, I think you were the same way too going into it, especially because you have a very personal story that you really can't talk about, like what has happened with you. And so you trying to share your heart and be truly who you are. And I mean, I don't know if you want to talk about like your why you were discharged, or just say what why you have Swiss cheese brain. Sometimes I have Swiss cheese brain.
Well, I can talk a little bit about it, Swiss cheese brain. So I had a traumatic brain injury, and what was really hard was, I'll give you long story short. High school, I graduated #1 in my class. I was quick as a whip through college, quick as a whip as, in the Navy as an officer. So when I got tested and they said, your processing is impaired, that was the biggest smack in the face. And it was hard for me to accept. So having trouble remembering things, having to retrain my brain, relearn different things. And the thing that was really difficult was people saw me and they're like, you look normal, but I definitely didn't feel normal. And so I try to talk about the invisible wounds, invisible illnesses, that we shouldn't make assumptions or judgments about people without knowing the full story.
Amen. And I empathize, I sympathize, because I have chemo brain, and so we'll be in the middle of conversations. I was not valedictorian, but I was very book smart, and to the point where I would look at something and be, that's it. I have an eidetic memory, had an eidetic memory. I do not anymore. And so I really understand that moment where all of a sudden you'll be in the middle of a conversation, and I don't know if it works the same for you, but for me, the word will drop out of my head. Like I call it Swiss cheese brain, but it's like all of a sudden you're walking along in the conversation, you've got the words, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I don't know what it is. I can see the word, but I can't remember it. So it's kind of crazy to have that moment where you're like, I know what the word is. I can tell you synonyms for it, or I can tell you things that surround the idea of the word, but that particular word, so I spend half of my time going, and Mike goes, nope, I don't know what that one is. I'm like, that other one, the thing, the thing, the thing. And then he'll go, thank goodness he can translate me, because
and my husband's the same way.
It's like, the thing. Oh yeah, let me go get the thing for you. Okay, thanks. I don't know, and I feel badly, because I feel like I kind of am this inarticulate person. I mean, I've done it in the middle of interviews on pageantry now, where I'll be having these really, deep inner conversations with people, and all of a sudden I'll just be like,
or sometimes you're in the middle of a conversation and then like you just shift the conversation and you think you're still in that conversation, and people are like, what are you talking about?
So we might want to talk about Queendom Tuesdays, so that we're being totally forgot that word. Transparent. That's the word.
Transparent, informed.
So that we let you all know that Anna and I are not linear thinkers. 95% of the world is linear. And this is why I feel like we were made for it. Like, we are the perfect team, because she and I will go from A to Z to D, back to A, and then go to B. And so if you don't keep track, just stay along for a while. My husband now, instead of saying squirrel, he now says tree floof. And I thought it was because of that it's a TikToker, but it's a lady that her child had a hard time saying R's. I thought it was the other person. And so her daughter, instead of saying squirrel, would say tree floof. So there you go, tree floofs. Squirrel. Feel free to type squirrel. If you get lost in the conversation, we'll get back to where we were at in just a minute. So now that we put the disclaimer in there, everybody knows. All right, let's see. Kelly says, hi, Anna has worked so hard to overcome her injury. Oy. And I am incredibly proud of her. Is that Mama?
That's my mom-in-law. She is so sweet.
Oh, hi,
I love her.
Thanks for being
Thank
here.
you.
That's so sweet. Your son is so fantastic. So,
He
and
is.
so is your granddaughter. Like I've gotten to know the whole family. Hi.
She has.
And Kenzie, my crownie is saying, "Hey, friends, crownie
Hi.
forever." She is my adopted pageant daughter. That she doesn't do any pageants, but she hangs out with me and will give you information in the chat. So if there's something that you're not following along with, she will clarify it for you because Kenzie's awesome. Kenzie did her nails today, so she's looking all pretty. Purple. Words are hard. Yes, they are.
It can be. Yes.
They can be. Squirrel. Me too.
Love it.
Disclaimer, not a linear conversation. Try to stay caught up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, my gosh. Okay. What are we doing this week, Pinky?
We're going to take over the world one day at a time.
What do we have any plans this week? What do we have going?
This week, I'm looking into potentially, depending on the schedule, but doing another cleanup.
Oh, yay!
Yes, but I have to take a look at the location just to be sure. And we already started virtual classes with my nonprofit for Warrior Games. So we've been doing that, offering a couple of classes a week. And it's kind of like the inaugural start of Warrior Games prelim 2. And then this week, I know Team Navy is in Port Hueneme getting their training on for Warrior Games. If anybody doesn't know what Warrior Games is, the Department of Defense hosts Warrior Games. Each service does it, whether it's the Army, Special Ops, Marine Corps, Air Force, Navy, where they host games at specific locations for wounded warriors, 300 plus, and invite also foreign militaries who have service members that are wounded warriors, and they do basically amateur Paralympic style sports and help them help rehabilitate them to think outside of what they used to. So help them realize that they could do other things than, where I see squirrel brain. So to help them, realize that they could do other things than, what they used to, because it's really difficult to deal with not being able to do what you used to do. So it helps them think outside of the box. That took me a long time to explain.
Okay, so basically you are helping other wounded warriors like yourself, really, and I know that you use art and STEM and other ways with the projects that you're working with wounded warriors and with Warrior Games, to be able to help people like yourself learn to think in different ways and really find a way to be able to uh, integrate. Because, like, let's face it, when you're in the military life, it's a different life. Someone tells you what to do all day long. And your accountability, I'm not that you're not able to make your own decisions, but your accountability has really changed. And so this is where you can help learn new neural pathways, but also new life skills. So Ken- Kenzie says, look at you go. Yay. See, she's awesome. So anyways, I just thinking outside the box as you're merging back into reality, kind of, sort of, which I think is like a whole, I mean, it's a whole different way of looking at it. All right, Ken's, you know what we should do, Kenzie? We should bring back questions. Do you still have your notebook somewhere? Mm-hmm. You have yours. Kenzie is probably one of the hardest uh, mock judges that I have ever had on my show.
Oh, wow.
So if you want to be amazing in interview, Kenzie is the girl. Oh, she does have it. Oh, Queen Tail Tuesday could take on a whole new. Actually, it's probably not a bad thing though, because one of one of the pillars of Diana's organization with Dr. World Production is mentoring. So being able to help other people learn new things, and that's really what your whole platform is about. Education, which we do here, so that's what we want to be able to bring into this as well. I think as part of Queen Tail Tuesday. We're in trouble. She's gonna go get her notebook.
That's funny. Yeah, and if anyone has any questions about pageantry or tips, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So, and we are by no means experts, but I think that we've both had quite a lot of experience, and we've had to go maybe a harder route because we're not I hate to use this term, but we're not neurotypical. So we both think differently than other people. And so I think pageantry has a different connotation for us. And I think that I think it's important that we are able to represent that true self of ourselves. So Kenzie says she's going upstairs to grab it. Oh no. So maybe ask a question. I mean, this may take hours. So this is when Pageantry Now first started. This is what Pageantry Now was like. We just literally just hung out, and I would bring people into the show, and like not even pageant people, just like people, and we would just talk about pageantry. And then it would be like one night we would do interview skills, but the interview skills applied to real life. So again, education, mentoring, community service, like the skills that we do in interview skills, so in pageantry, really carry over to real life and enabling you to have a better understanding and a better way of communicating with other people in a job interview. I mean, I know that now I've done a lot of interviews, which it's really weird being on the other side of that. So, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. She's got questions. Excuse me. All right, so who would like to go first, you or me?
I'll go first.
Okay. Ready? Here we go. Historically speaking, who is a person who has deeply influenced you and why?
I would say Anne Frank. I was really moved. I actually read her book at a very young age of 9 years old. I know that's super early, but her experiences as a young girl going through Nazi Germany and dealing with the different types of, I guess what you would call, I guess I wouldn't say racism per se, but they were just mistreated, and the Jewish people were exterminated. And I felt that it taught me a lot about learning to love people for who they are, having tolerance, and, respect for all of humanity.
That is a good answer. Judges? Kenzie will give you feedback. One moment, please. I would also probably like to say that Kenzie started watching the show when she was 13 and knew nothing about pageantry. So she happened to come across me when we originally started doing. So the name Pageantry Now came from a live streaming, which is still around, a live streaming app called YouNow. So the idea was it's YouNow, Pageantry Now on YouNow. And she just happened to be flipping through the channels, and I was hitting really high with views that night. And she came across me, and she has been following ever since in all of the different incarnations that Pageantry Now has become, and loved your answers. There you go. So she became one of the people that when we would do practice interview, and we had many different title holders that are now national title holders, I would like to say, by the way, that practice interview on our show live so they could get better at doing interview. So, which I think is pretty cool. Like one of the girls has won 2 national titles, and she found about pageants on Pageantry Now.
Wow.
How wicked cool is that?
That is.
Yeah. So that's where Kenzie's been with me ever since. So it's been almost 7 years. Your birthday's in like a week. No, 2 weeks, right, babe? Like I think her birthday is August 12th-ish. I think. She'll be 20. Ooh, my little kid. All right. So, yay. All right. So, I guess, do I have to answer questions, or can we just keep asking a lot of questions? I'm not competing anymore. I'm good. Okay. Okay, the pressure's on me. Ready? So, historically speaking, who is a person who's deeply influenced you? I was close, Ken's August 18th. Tree flip. Who has deeply influenced me and why? I don't really look at like historical figure. I mean, I do look at historical figures. I guess if I was going to actually go to some, it's really not necessarily a true person that we know for sure it's part of Arthurian legend. But I really loved the idea of the Miss of Avalon and the Lady in the Lake, and the idea that the old world coming together with a new world really was really cool. So I really I really dug Arthurian legend. I was part of a Renaissance reenactment group for years. So I really love the idea of the Lady in the Lake and the idea that old magic, which my family's from Ireland. And I always say that if I go back to Ireland, I may just disappear into a lake and you'll never see me again because of that history. And it goes back into my family ties back to that era, which I think is really wickedly cool when you think about the fact that like I am old school Irish, and as a kid I was drawn to the Arthurian legends and everything about Arthur. Whoa, it must be late. I've been doing this for a little bit today, so there you go. So that if it could be, it would be Lady of the Lake, and I would like, or Morgana, as some people call her too. So there you go. So loved your answers. Oh yeah, that's me. Okay, and pressure. Yeah, because how often do I answer questions, Kenzie? Is if you were featured on the gosh. Okay, she's got hard ones, by the way. If you were featured on the local news station and or your local news source, what would it be for and why? Well, I
Okay.
can
Okay,
answer.
go for it.
Clearly it is going to be this title. Like I haven't been on the local news, but I've been on news sources already. uh, Definitely for this, but if it wasn't for this, I've been on national news as a national representative for the American Heart Association and international news for the American Heart Association, representing heart failure, and then last year during the pandemic also speaking about making sure that you go to the hospital if you think you are having a heart attack or stroke, and making sure that you are not afraid to go to the hospital. And now with the surge and the resurgence again with COVID-19 and the Delta variant, please make sure that you do. If you're feeling sick, if you're feeling, like something catastrophic is happening to you, please go to the hospital. They will find you a safe place to be able to be. So there you go. That's my tidbit for today. Yeah.
You did really well.
Thank you. Okay, so what would you be on the news for? and
If it were
and
if it were for me, it would be to talk about the nonprofit Mission Warriors and Healing Arts. We we are aware that it is healing arts is available, but not in the sense that of the way that we're providing it, because we do have a doctor on staff, a psychologist. However, though, we also have service members who have their own traumas to share and to experience, and who have their own arts that have helped them power through and help them heal. So it provides that connection between the other wounded warriors who are learning their new healing art. And so not very many people are aware of that alternative of healing arts. There's adaptive sports, there's other types of things that people can do, but that's what I would go on the news for.
yay! Okay, that was fantastic. Love you all. I love you too, Kens. All right, so I have to say that this is definitely a tree floof. For those of you who don't know, I teach a class called Zumbini, which is Zumba for babies. So it's music and movement. So I see the PSA: wash your hands, stay healthy, my friends. So this is the way we wash our hands. We wash and wash and wash. And this is the way we wash our hands. We wash and wash and wash. And this is the way we wash our hands. We wash and wash and wash. And this is the way we wash our hands. We wash and wash and wash. Wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash. Wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash. And that's my PSA. That is one of the songs in Zumbini, and I swear it gets stuck in my head, and it gets the 20 seconds that you're supposed to wash your hands, and now it's stuck in my head again, and this is the way we wash and wash and wash and wash and wash. Again, talking about how you can redirect those neural pathways and in an artistic way. And honestly, music has enabled me to be able to find ways to be able to put things together in a way that I didn't expect. Music for me has always been how I express myself, and I always say that there's a soundtrack to my life, but music really helps bring back things that I've forgotten or that has fallen into a hole, and then I hear a song and I go, oh, and we're back. So
yeah. That's awesome.
We're doing that with our toddlers and our infants right now. Our RSV is hitting all over. That's the challenge.
Oh yeah, I heard about that, the RSV.
RSV is huge in the Midwest, and now we're having a resurgence with RSV too. And then one of our sister queens is a pediatrician, and she's been talking about resurgences because kids are not getting vaccinated. So an additional PSA from Dr. World Productions. Sorry, Haley, I'm speaking on your behalf, so I apologize. Dr. Haley Nelson is a pediatrician, but she's also Dr. California America. And so she says that I think the quote is 11 million cases, 11 million vaccines, booster shot vaccines. So like regular vaccines. So like mumps, measles, chickenpox, like normal vaccines that kids should be getting. They have missed them because of the pandemic, because people are afraid to take their children in to get them vaccinated. Not COVID vaccine, for just regular vaccines. So we're seeing an increase in many different. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Diana's like, love you. We love you. You're up till 2:30. You're not sleeping either. You're up at 2:30. I cannot. So go to bed. We love you, Diana.
We do.
Yes. Turn off all of your stuff and no blue light and go to sleep. Love you, Diana. Thank you. I know we're this is going longer than we thought. I thought it was gonna be an hour, but okay. We're an hour 5 in. Let's just keep going, babe. At any point in time that you want to stop, let me know on it.
Will do. So we could actually ask that about how often we want to do this.
Yeah, that's true.
Ask the audience if we want to do this every other week or every 2 weeks.
Diana.
Oh,
I feel like the last 2 weeks she can be. You have been running a marathon for the last month and being able to get this ready and to be like. We kind of took off and then went running with things crazy after we got crowned. But Diana, we love you. We are so grateful for what you've done for us in creating this opportunity. So thank you so much. We are so grateful.
We are.
All right. Kenzie votes every day.
Every day.
All right. So, Ken, we both know what it was like, and every day at 8:00, Stacey went live. For 365 days, Pageantry Now broadcast every single night at 8 p.m. And whoever wanted to come on and talk with us and chat with us got the opportunity to do that. So I don't know if we want to do it every night. I think that would be, back to the Oh, I love you. All right, so let me see. She says, Kenzie votes every day. We love you, Diana. That's so awesome. And then back to you nowadays. Does Stacey get a vote? I don't know. Does Anna get a vote? What do you want, Anna?
Well, let's, I think we could do some feelers. Ask the audience, after this session is finished, and see if anybody has any questions, what they would like to see in our Queen Tales Tuesday. And I mean, we might regret that. I don't know. Nope, Kenzie vetoes all votes.
We're in trouble now.
I know.
Oh no, this could be. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is gonna become a meme. I'm sorry. Okay. So Kenzie also says PSA number 2, get you and your kids vaccinated even during COVID time. Please keep trying to keep the kiddos healthy. Again, not saying to get COVID vaccinated, just make sure you get your child's regular vaccinations. I saw a meme earlier today where a child, I don't know if it was a meme, I think it was a video, but a child said to their grandparent, hey, what's that spot on your arm? And for anybody that's as old as I am, there is a round mark here. And she said that is where I got the polio vaccine. And the kid said, well, why don't I have it? And she said, because we don't have any of the polio anymore. So that thing is super important. So I know my friends that are not fans of vaccines, I'm going to hear about it later. I'm sorry. So anyways, okay. So I'm gonna have to probably let you know, Anna.
Okay.
I am not I'm not as cool as I think I am. And when I started doing You Now, I did not use emojis at all. So I thought that cute little emoji that's right there, which I will say, it really is supposed to be chocolate ice cream. And I used it. And then I got yelled at by the teenagers. So, because
Now you know,
apparently,
though.
not chocolate ice cream. I love you too, Ken. All right, so we will leave. No, it's not. It is not. Okay. Anyways, now that we've gone into a whole another direction, so what would you like to say to be able to wrap this up, Anna?
Thank you for being with us today on our first Queen Tales Tuesday. This was something we thought about because we want to share what we're doing, and we want any ideas or any questions that you may have brought our way, and just keep things real. That's what it comes down to.
That was not a squirrel. That was a segue. There's a difference. Queen tails. Ooh. Okay, no, gosh, that's gonna be in my head now. Oh my gosh. All right. We really want to appreciate. No, we're both like, we're gonna get in trouble. Queen tails. Ooh. I didn't know my shoulders did that. I guess the chiropractic visit worked today. Oh yeah, baby. Woo. Okay. Thank you guys for following and leave comments. I know it's kind of silly, but now you get a better idea of who we are, because that's the other thing too, is that I really want you to get to know us and get to know what we're doing and what our reign is, and and so that we're a little bit more approachable. And I think that we have, you have a better idea of what we're doing in the future, and make us accountable as well, because that's one of the things that, sometimes queens say they're going to do this and they've got this amazing year planned and it all sounds fantastic in interview, and then nothing happens. So I know that for Anna, that Wounded Warriors, sorry, not Wounded Warriors, Warrior Games is coming up, and so we are going to try to become part of that and support you as well, and because that's something that's very dear to your heart. And then for me, always education is always my thing, and my heart, Smart with a Heart is my platform, and heart health, and being able to raise awareness about echo issues, which we both are very passionate about as well. And you're doing cleanup. I don't do cleanups, but I have a bag garden in the backyard. I would like to start a project where we start doing like a neighborhood garden, so that we can teach people how to grow their own foods, which is something that I will probably do when it's not 100 degrees here. Always during the fall, we will work on that project. And then also cancer awareness, and I don't talk about it as much, but raising awareness for anybody that maybe dealing with cancer, maybe a friend has cancer, a family member has cancer, different ideas on how to treat them, deal with them emotionally, ideas on how you can cope with getting a cancer diagnosis. So those are things you can always reach out to me and ask me about, because that unfortunately, I don't want to say is my jam, but it is really, really something that's important to me, because as a 3-time survivor who is going through my 4th cancer and going through treatments right now, yes, I'm going through chemotherapy. Ta-da! You can still be going through chemotherapy and keep your hair. So most people don't know that either. So there you go. Keep it real. Oh, yes. We are keeping it real. So that was a downer. Let's get back up. Okay. Queen Tails. Ooh. So, all right. Kenzie says, Ms. Achievement World, Stacy Simpson. That's me. And Ms.
Yes.
Achievement USA, that is her. Anna Kerry.
I like Frozen.
Like Frozen. Oh, okay, that was really bad. Okay, we got to work on that better. That was not a good segue. And it is 100 degrees in Kansas, too, Kenzie, and there's no water there, so that's hard. All right. Thanks for being with us, everybody. We really appreciate it. Let it go, let it go. Actually, I tell my students, let it snow, and they get really mad at me. So I sing, let it snow, let it snow. They're like, Miss Stacy, no, it's let it go. I'm like, no, she's got fingers that make it snow. Hello, did you not watch the movie?
Oh, goodness.
Okay. Tree flu. Okay, so thank you for joining us tonight. We hope that you will continue to come join our experience. If you would like to see more episodes, leave a comment below. I think we're going to do them at least every other Tuesday, I think, so that we can kind of update on what's going on and what's going through our little heads. And then we can always invite Kenzie to come and do interview questions. So, you want to practice your interview? We can ask you questions. We can't guess you the way we did before. I might be able to. We'll see. We'll see if we can figure something like that out. We'll see.
Okay.
All right. So Kenzie says, girl, I'll send all the snow. No, I don't want snow. No. I live in Miami, but no. More episodes in the future to come. There you go. So, all right. Anna, last imparting words would you like to say?
Thank you for joining us.
That was very concise. Thank you for joining us today. We really appreciate it. We really appreciate all of you being on this journey with us, and we will see you the next Tuesday we do this. There you go. We love you. As Kenzie says, as I always say, that's a wrap. Good night, everybody. Have a great night. Stay safe.